Welcome back to my 2023 Metroid Dread 100% no major glitches tutorial. On the last video, we were right up to here. We had just finished the Artaria section of cleanup. For this video, we're going to be doing the rest of cleanup. So that is going to be Cataris up to into Dairon, up to Ghavoran, Elun, etc. The reason that we paused Cataris, or before Cataris right here, is because Cataris is a very difficult section in cleanup. Done optimally, it is by far the most satisfying display of movement in the entire game, in my opinion. But that's the thing, done correctly. There's a bunch of different backups that you can do, and or outright just different options that you can do rather than the optimal stuff. But we'll get into all of that as we get there. So for now, let's go ahead and head into Cataris. If you've been following up with the tutorial so far, as you leave Artaria's cleanup, we're at 100% in Artaria, you should have 238 missiles, 9 power bombs, and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 energy tanks. So let's head to Cataris. Alrighty, so when you land in Cataris, or arrive in Cataris, you've gone through the left a bunch of times, you've even, from Z57, came back through here. You're going to be heading to the right. You're going to be heading to the right, and you're going to be going through this door, and you're going to be grabbing that missile. However, this missile is a charge beam door, so you have to open the, and it's a locked charge beam door, so you're going to have to keep that in mind as you are approaching this door. So, you're going to be coming through this right here. You're going to be using your flash shift. Open that charge beam door. And then right here, as soon as you grab this missile tank, you want to be unmorph so that you can slide out of the morph ball tunnel and then flash shift back through the door as quick as you can. Otherwise, the door will close on you, and you'll have to open the door again, which is not a big loss, but obviously it's more fluid if you're able to make it through the door while it's still open. Like, obviously that wasn't it, so you'd more want to be like that. It's both, Caleb. Yeah, Cataris just has a lot of stuff going on, so. From here, we're going to be coming through here, and we're going to be doing a bunch of flash shifts up to this. We're going to be grabbing an item right here. So it's going to be looked like this. And then right here, I'll do 1, 2, 3. But on the third space jump, I'll morph into a ball, and I'll start charging a power bomb. Because I'll show you why. There's a big robot right here, which is a big pain in the butt, and like fires a laser. Very annoying when you're trying to just break through the item and get it right there. Like, oh no, I keep taking damage. Optimally, you want to do some weird, like, not even weird, but like, you basically double fire your missiles. Or like maybe it's a storm. I've never been able to do it. So I'll show you what I do. I mean, also technically speaking, you could just also come through here and like take the counter. But obviously taking the counter is slow. So what I do here, as I'm coming through here, is I will do this, and I will charge a power bomb. I'll lay the power bomb so that it drops, which will blow up this robot. And as the power bomb is going off, I grapple up. We'll take out those 2 missile blocks, flash over just to guarantee it, and grab the missile. Again, the strat that I prefer here is a little slower than the optimal way, but it is, in my opinion, well, I guess not even in my opinion, I haven't even really timed it, but safer slash, I guess, more optimal, because the robot blows up and it's going to be a little safer. Maybe you won't have to, maybe you'll, if you have trouble aiming, if you like that, or I don't know. But either way, that's what I do in this room. I'll just charge the power bomb, lay it, come up, well, not that far, I'll come up, and then grab it, and then roll out, or slide out through there. That's how I grab that, that missile tank. I would probably recommend getting good at the, like, like that. The only reason that I don't consistently do it in runs is because it's just hard to do. Like that. It's hard to do and then still grab the ledge. So, but that strat would technically be the optimal one. So after that, come up through here, land right here, start a speed booster, open the door, open the door. You could store the spark and then spark up, that's totally fine, but it is slightly slower than just bouncing off of here and then canceling it to speed booster or to space jump up. Because the space jump, if you spark, I should say, the Shine Spark has an animation where Samus like collides with the whatever object she collides with and then drops down, as opposed to the space jump is just jumping up. Right here, basically more early Cataris movement, melee right here, slide, and then right here, start charging a speed booster. We're grabbing that item. Can I, like, thank you. We're grabbing that energy part right up there. So as soon as you get up through right here, start charging it. Do some wall jumps. Slide. Run into the energy part. And now here's the tough part about this. As soon as you press A, you have to be ready to do another wall kick and then hold neutral so that you can keep the jump going, and then hold left like this, and then slide, and then you'll store right about there. That is definitely going to take some time to get used to. I would definitely recommend taking out all the enemies in this little room so that you can get used to doing that all the way. If you want, you can kind of like practice it like that to get really good at it. But that's going to be kind of that area like that. Again, you want to get good at that because losing that means you have to charge another speed booster right here, because we do a ball spark when we to get through all the way over here. However, losing the spark potentially means that you will get hit by one of the enemies that are on the ceiling. So you have to like kill them, potentially take damage, flash shift back so you can get all the charge all the way, all that kind of a thing. So anyway, so that would be that. From here, you want to store your spark, slide off into a morph, and then ball spark, and head to the right. And then as you collide with the wall right there, you're going to press B because you're going to do another, what did I call it? A morph ball, like a ball jump. I don't know. You press B out of your... I'm honestly completely drawing a blank for what I'd called this earlier in the tutorial. But you press B after a ball spark and you'll jump like that. And when you're in the air with that ball spark, you're going to open this door. So it'll kind of be like... I don't know, I'll just do it. Like that. You want to do something kind of like that? Kind of, but the community named it. I just don't remember the proper name off the top of my head at the moment. So yeah, you do that jump out of the ball spark, come through this door, you'll land there, do 2 flash shifts, and then we're heading up through here. There is a door over here that's a grapple beam door that obviously we skipped when we came through Cataris the first time, so... something to note right there, if you do the flash shifts right here, you want to make sure that if you lose the third spark, like if you lose the third spark right there, and you just happen to go like that, and you happen to slide, make sure you're holding neutral, because otherwise you'll grab this magnet. You don't want to grab this magnet. Either way, come up through here to this grapple beam door. And again, there's a more optimal way that involves the storm missiles to grab this power bomb expansion that's coming up, but this is just the way that I do it. You open the door, charge a power bomb, explode it as you're entering the room so the radius follows you in, and then take out those 3 missile blocks, grapple all the way to the bottom of this magnet to bring this all the way down. However, you're timed, obviously, when you're doing this, because if you don't bring this down in time, these will all respawn, and you'll have to, you know, do this all again. You'll grab this power bomb tank. This brings you up to 10. Come back through that down through here, and then with this door open, you can flash if you want. It's probably better to flash. But as you're coming down through right here, you want to break these beam blocks and then slide, fall into a ball, so you fall down all the way right here. As you're doing this, you want to hold a power bomb. You're going to drop the power bomb charge like right here as you're coming through this power beam door, because if you'll remember correctly, when we were talking about Hell Pseudo and to get in this magnet to activate this device, when we were going through here, there was a blob right here. We're going to now go through this blob. The power bomb blowing up into this room blows up that blob. So, moving on from there, it's going to look like this. Just like that. And now you just slide through there. There is a speed keep that you can technically do there. It's kind of difficult. Optimally, there's a speed keep that you would do all the way up to the room that's coming up here. It doesn't save much time over optimal flash shift movement, so I'll just show the flash shift movement instead. So you want to do a slide, and then just all the way over here. And then what I'll do all the way right here is jump, morph into a ball. I'll start charging a power bomb, but I'll drop a cross bomb right before it, then drop my power bomb, and I'll fall. Right here, I'll unmorph, slide to the left to grab this missile. Come all the way to the right, fall as a ball. And then right there, I will after here, I'll unmorph, and then screw attack all the way up to these beam blocks. So I'll go up through right here. Take out these beam blocks. Then you're going to want to come up all the way right here, do another flash shift. And then right here, you want to start charging a power bomb again. So from right here, drop a bomb. You'll notice that all of these are missile blocks, save for the last one. The reason that you drop the power bomb is to remove these beam blocks and blow up a block down here to reveal a door, but also to kill those 2 enemies that are in this room. After you lay the power bomb, you want to then immediately missile like that, so that you can get down all the way right here. Sometimes this door won't open. If it doesn't, just feel free to blow it up. Then you'll collect this missile tank, slide, and if you do it optimally, you should get out of there before these respawn. So I'll try to show what that all looks like in one go. Darn, the enemies aren't back yet. Some power bombs would be great right now, I'm not gonna lie. That should be fine. So something like that. Obviously I can't do it all the way again because this is open. But from here, you're gonna now do one of the, what I call the first of 3 really big speed keeps of this section. You are going to I'll show where you're gonna be heading. You're gonna be heading with a speed cheap all the way to the item that's right there. So you're gonna be like moving with your speed booster all the way here. So move in, you jump out of this door, or once you're right here, yeah, it has to be a well-timed jump because otherwise you'll bonk on the ceiling or on the ledge right here. You won't carry the speed keep through the door. But then you jump, slide, morph, jump as a morph ball right here. Right here is a little difficult because as you're coming through this door, you want to, because you'll be a ball right here, you unmorph through this, once you're right here, unmorph and jump, space jump, and then you bounce off of this wall, off of that wall, and then optimally you'll do one more bounce off of this wall to then kind of run into this missile that's right here. It loses like half a second to store the spark and then jump up and then go there, and that's what I do. It loses like half a second, but it's safer and a little more consistent for me. So I'll show what this keep looks like now. It is a bit of a doozy, so. Oh, darn. Wonder how that failed, actually. Just like that. So that's what I personally consider the first of 3 big speed keeps in Cataris. The hardest part about this keep is transitioning the well, the first hardest part of this, I guess, is nailing the timing of the door and the jump right here so that you're not bonking right here. But the actual hardest part, I would say, is getting the slide morph right here and then jump in right here without bonking on this ledge right here, because otherwise that'll kill your speed booster. If you do happen to fail this keep, and I'll show where to like jump as well, but if you do happen to fail this keep, or if it's just genuinely too hard for you, what you should do is after leaving this area from this missile, just do some flash shifts to get right here, charge a speed booster like that, store it, and then do the keep like that. So that's what I would do. That's probably what I used to do before I learned this big keep. But now let's go over where to jump for those keeps. So from here, you start charging your speed booster. You want to jump like right here, like as you're exiting the door. But the thing is, you don't want to do a full jump because you'll bonk right here on the slope and it'll kill your speed booster. So you want to like halfway jump. You want to like tap A just enough that it gets you going, kind of like this. Like that. Because if you make it through the door, that's the first part of it is now done. So try to like, as you exit this door, immediately like tap A, but before you tap A, you need to aim, you need to be aiming at like at that angle, which is why you see me like, so that I can then do the jump. I'm basically shooting as I'm coming through the door, just like that. Because otherwise that happens and you're like, oh, oops. So that'll also happen if you don't jump in time. Samus will just run off and the spark won't store. So just like that. So the next hardest part about this is this slide right here. So right here, it's almost like never really recommended to slide off and then like do this kind of stuff, because most of the time you'll like, if you don't do it correctly, you'll lose your shine spark. But obviously that's what you want to do right here. So it's kind of like that. That's going to take a lot of practice, not going to lie. You basically want to, like... Let me do this one more time. You basically want to make sure that when you slide off the edge, you don't unmorph too soon. You basically want to, like, slide off and then, like, kind of hit this wall. And then, like, transition into a ball, if that makes sense. So, like that. It's really hard to explain a keep like this. Like, this is going to be a lot of practice to learn a speed keep like this. Cataris is, again, this is the first of 3 big speed keeps for Cataris. But that's, again, you basically, like, right here is when you, like, right in the middle of this platform is when you would probably start sliding. You run into this ledge. The momentum will carry you on. You're a ball right here. You jump. You're still a ball right here. And then right here is when you start, unmorph. And start jumping. And then it's off of that one, off of that one, off of that one. And then I personally store. If you're really good at it, though, you can keep it going from there. So I'll do this keep one more time in its entirety, and then I'll take questions if there are any. Please ask if you have any, no, because again, this is a really difficult speed keep to get going. No, it's these keeps. The movement in Cataris is, like, if you do Cataris perfectly, you save a ton of time. So it's these speed keeps along with some other, like, finicky movement here and there that make, along with the amount of items that you have to grab in Cataris, that make it the most, in my opinion, the most difficult section of cleanup. So here's this keep one more time. So it'll look just like that. All right. All right, so we just got this missile from here. Spin fall down, flash shift, spin fall, flash, flash. And then right here, you can do another flash shift. For me, I tend to feel like another flash shift right here interrupts my flow. So I'll normally just run and then do that movement again, which is similar to the movement that we did when we jumped over the Emmy. So you absolutely can do that, but again, personally, it just interrupts my flow a little bit too much for my liking. So I just run, repeat this movement. Well, I actually clear the area like that. And then from here, I'll slide flash, flash. And then now, this is now the start of this second of 2 major speed keeps. So, you're going to start charging a speed booster from about right here. You run through the map zone. You'll store your spark right here, because you're about to drop a power bomb to grab a power bomb expansion right here. This is going to be with a ball spark. So from right here, I'll kind of show what it looks like. That's how you grab that power bomb tank. I will be honest. Being able to know where you're going as the power bomb's flash is going off is going to take a little bit of practice and a little bit of getting used to, because technically speaking, you're moving in the dark, even though it's super bright. So you just kind of have to get a natural flow of how the game is working, so that when you drop the power bomb, because you don't want to drop the power bomb right here, it's a little better to drop the power bomb here so that you can unmorph like as you're falling, like this, and then immediately do the ball spark. Because the ball spark will obviously take you to the power bomb. One of the hardest parts about this, for sure, is making sure the when you are doing this, the power bomb or the shot opens this door as you and you're able to jump. I'm sorry. Basically, when you enter this room, this is why you saw me like spamming my shot, because this door, you need to make sure it opens as you're coming through it, because if it doesn't and you jump too soon, you now have to waste time to open it and then come through here and slide. And this, I'm not going to say is a perfect time and speed keep, but it's pretty darn close. I mean, technically speaking, yeah, you do have right here to practice the map station to practice this speed keep, but I wouldn't. I find better to practice segment wise, so it's better to just keep going and practicing it. So I wouldn't say that this is a good way to. If you really want to set up a practice file, go for it. But you want to make sure as you come through this door, you get the shot off to open this door. Is basically the gist of this. Store the spark through here, and then draw the power bomb. If you happen to not get this, or you do this and you for some reason go too far, or you accidentally like land down here and then spark to the right, but it's like not right there, it's just right here. Or if you're finding that this getting this door open is not consistent for you, what you can do instead is come to this room, then charge a key, then charge a speed booster. And it's a little bit more lenient. Obviously, I already have it done, so the timing was a little bit messed up. But it's gonna be it's basically gonna be like that. You'll be able to grab that that power bomb tank right there. But this is gonna be the second of 3. So I'll do it one more time from the optimal area right here. We'll move on after that. So that's that power bomb. So after here, you flash to the left, right here. You can just keep going from here. What I like doing is unmorphing and then doing a slide, because it's like very slightly faster. You'll fall out right there, just like that. And then once you land, unmorph, do two flash shifts. And then right here, as you slide through right here, you're going to want to be going after that blob. So, just like that. So, shoot in, shoot in, shoot in as you slide through right here and slide off this ledge. So just, then you slide, do a spin fall. And now, here's an important little tidbit. Do not flash shift through this door. You're about to drop a power bomb right here to blow up the blobs that are sitting right here. And this room, if you flash shift through it and then drop the power bomb will not break through here. So do not flash shift through this door. The way that I found this is most consistent is if you open the door, go through it normally, slide off through right here, and then as you slide, press ZL again to morph into a ball, start charging a power bomb. You'll land about right here. The power bomb will be fully charged. Jump in the air and then lay the power bomb. After that, you can unmorph and space jump over here. The power bomb, the lifted power bomb without flash shifting into the room, should blow up the blobs every single time. Sometimes it doesn't. That's just because the power bombs in this game are just really weird sometimes about blowing up blobs. But if you do that, it should blow up the blobs every time. You'll be able to grab this missile just like this. See, even then, it didn't blow up the blob. So again, the power bombs in this game are weird. Sometimes that work, again, it should work every single time. If it doesn't, just from right there, blow up the blob. But again, power bomb drop. Grab the missile tank right here. And then from right here, you fall down right here. Don't go up back through here. It's just faster to unmorph and then flash shift, flash shift, flash shift through this door. When you're leaving this room, this is now setting up the third and final speed keep that makes this section very, very difficult. And let's see, I'm trying to find a solid place where I can practice this so that I can load last checkpoint, because there's 3 different ways that you can do to grab the missile or to grab the energy part that's like over here. I guess I can go save at this network station really quickly. Alright, from the network station... I'm just trying to reset that room because it's important that it's reset properly. So we're back here again after after the save right here. But again, I'm only saving right there to show off that there's a couple of different ways to grab this item. I'll show off the optimal way first. The optimal way is a very difficult speed keep. Then I'll show off the slightly less optimal way, which involves a technically it involves a short boost, and then the third intended way. It's like a variation on the intended way. That is kind of like boomer 2021 strats, but it's still a viable way to grab this item that's over here if you're really having problems with it. But to set up this speed keep, when you're at this door, you need to be mentally preparing to flash shift across this area as fast as possible so that the enemy right here does not load. The X right here forms into a really big blob that you'll have to take time killing because you have to charge a speed keep or speed booster right here because you're doing a long speed keep. So this is how this is going to look like as you go to this room and then down here to grab this missile. This is what this is going to look like. Oh my god, fine. If they're just preloaded like that, if they're already formed like that, just go ahead and kill them. Ideally, if you've never gone through this area before, those won't be there. You'll see an X as you're flash shifting across the screen like this. The thins on the roof will be there, but you'll see an X that wants to start forming into that big thin on the ground. If you flash shift quick enough right here into over here, it won't fully form, which when on your way back, you'll be able to charge the speed keep that we're about to do without having to take time to kill that. But optimally, it won't be there. But as you come through here, oops, I lost my thing. As you come through here, you slide, flash, 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 and then do another slide, flash. Dang, my flash shifts are dropping all of a sudden. Flash, flash, flash. Right here, if you're holding right, because obviously you're trying to flash shift to the right, you'll not only run into that, but you'll also grab that platform right there. So in order to not grab that platform, you want to flash, flash, hold neutral, flash. Hold neutral, spin right there, and then flash again. Then space jump all the way to grab that missile. If you want, you can do you can morph into a ball like I just did, so that you fall back again as a ball. Because otherwise it's like you're doing a spin fall, or you can just like that. Because then you're gonna do more flash shifts. Open this, flash shift, do a spin fall, flash. These are only open because again I went to go save to demonstrate this. These are going to be obviously be closed when you get here in the run, but just screw attack through here, grab this missile, and now this is when you do the speed keep. I will do it once, and then I'll break it down a little bit. So come all the way back up here. Darn. Again, difficult speed game. As soon as you ball spark up through right here, you want to unmorph immediately, flash shift to the right, so that you can grab this item. All that just for an energy part. So let's break that down. Oops. So let's go over this. So you want to start charging a speed booster right here. And you're going to be firing. And you're going to be firing to kill the blobs right here. Remember, in Cataris, at the start of the run, the first time you're here, you don't go down here so that you can come up here and do Hell Run. You're now finally coming down here to do this. So you started off by holding a speed booster, or charging a speed booster, and firing. Firing to blow up the blob. Once you are in your speed booster, you want to morph, you want to slide, morph, double tap ZL, or whatever your slide button is bound to. Double tap ZL, like that, so that you start rolling. Like that. And then, once you're like right here, you jump. You're going to be jumping as a ball across this gap. So like this. Oops. Like that. You're going to be jumping across the gap like that. If you did it correctly, you'll land about right here every single time. So get used to, if you're going to be doing this speed keep, get used to doing this a couple times. Because even if you jump correctly, if you were slightly too early or slightly too late, you'll still bonk and you won't make it through the tunnel right here. So just like that. Second part of this keep, let me sit up a little bit. Second part of this keep, as a ball, you're still coming through right here. And right here, you want to start like holding down. You're going to run through this area with your speed booster. You're going to run through right here. And then about like right here, you're going to be holding down like this. You, break through that block right here. It's very important to break through this block and not the door, because if you break through both, if you break through the door too soon, when you try to do the re-engage of the excuse me, when you store your spark and then do an insta-spark to start doing it again and do this whole morph ball shenanigans, the door will shut on you if you open the door too soon. So it's very, very important that when you're coming through over here that you only open that, because, or this beam block. This beam block lasts considerably longer than this door. So again, you're doing all of this like this, and then you store your spark. You store your spark, and then with your spark stored, you then slide through here. But when you slide through here, you are going to be holding about that angle again, so like that, to open this door. So it's going to look like that. So the door will be open. You will then insta-spark up here, wall kick, morph. About right here is when you want to jump. You want to be kind of like, you don't want to jump too early where you're just jumping up through into here again, but you also don't want to jump too late where you like bonk here and your keep dies. You want to jump about right here so that you have a little bit of hang time on this right here. And then with the door open, you do but this is the most important part about this. You do a full jump as the door transitions. That will be cleared. The full jump will take you right there, where you can then do another jump that will take you right there. So very, very complicated, difficult speed keep. I don't believe that everyone will be able to do this just because it takes a ridiculous amount of practice. However, I am going to be showcasing it because it is the optimal way to do this, or to grab this item. So again, in its entirety, it looks like this. So when you store right there, now your movement after this is just as important as the actual movement to get through right here. Because after you get through here, you need to make sure that you tap ZL again to unmorph, and then immediately start holding down, because once you land, you want to store this spark because you need to do that ball spark to get up here. However, you can't mess up your movement right here. You can't grab a ledge or anything because you now have a shine spark stored. You have 5 seconds to utilize this. So the movement leading up to this grapple pull to this ball spark, again, you can't mess anything up right here. So after this, you can slide off right here, but you want to make sure you're not going to be messing up anything. The important, and by messing up anything, I mean accidentally grabbing the ledge that's right here. The very, very important part about this is when you jump through here, you want to make sure you slide, flash shift. That's the important part. So you come down, flash. You do 2 flash shifts, one that will knock you right there, another one that will knock you right here, then you fall, then you grab the grapple block, pull all the way to the right, immediately morph right here. And again, be careful because you still have the spark stored at this point, so be careful. Then you'll spark all the way up. So I'll do this one more time in its entirety. And then I'll show another method. Oops. And you want to make sure that you're not jumping too soon right there, or you'll bonk. See, even then, 5 seconds. I was like a half second too late. So it's a very tight speed keep. Even when you do everything optimally, there's still a potential that if you like breathed wrong and you'll mess up the keep like that. So let me do it one more time. then you grab your energy part. So now I will show, after this you would come out through here, slide, do a flash shift, flash, flash, and then flash, flash, flash to carry on from here. To move into grabbing this power bomb tank underneath here. But before we do that, I'll now show a obviously that speed keep is pretty difficult. So if you don't want to elect to do in that speed keep, I'll show the short boost method. Okay. So right here, you're electing to not do the speed keep, but you're still trying to find a faster way to go about grabbing this energy part, as opposed to the a variation on the intended way. So, in order to do this, right here I'm going to assume that you know how to do a short boost. If you don't, definitely check out a video about how to learn short boost. Short boost is not a difficult trick. It's the screw attack short boost, which is to grab the screw attack in any percent. That is a kind of difficult to do setup. But for the sake of this explanation, I'm going to assume that you know how to do short boost. So for this trick, you would come through right here. I find it helps to kind of take out this guy and this guy, so that you have room to charge your short boost. You can do this from here. I'm really bad at charging and storing the short boost from the opposite direction. So I tend to do this from the right. Oops. Come on. So there's your short boost. From here, if you do it to the right like I do, I highly suggest you learn it to the left. I'm just really bad at storing it from the left. Because if you do it from the right, your store right here is actually over here, which makes it a lot easier to just come down, grab the grapple block, and spark up. But if you are a dummy head like me, when you store the spark over here, immediately do 3 flash shifts to the left, fall down, then do the flash shift. So like that. I messed up that movement, so if you want, while you're killing these things, you can come down here and pull the grapple block, and then as that thing is forming right here, then you can do your flash shift, or kill this thing and then do your short boost. Like that. And then you would just simply leave. And be on your merry way. Again, short boost isn't hard. It's not a hard trick. What is hard is the screw attack short boost, because you don't have a lot of room to do that, and it's through a door transition. It is worth noting that if you are going to do this, there is the new pause buffer that Noyazaki found. I'll see if I can include a clip of that right now. But there is the new pause buffer that Noya found, where you basically, like, do your short boost, and then right as you're about to store it, you pause, go to your map, press down, press A, and while you're still holding down, press B, and then you'll store the spark. It's a very lenient, albeit a little bit of a slower method to do short boost, but I'll see if I can include that in here. What are all of the inputs required for short boost? So I'm going into this with the assumption that you already know how to do short boost, but I can very quickly go over that. You are holding A to trigger trigger flash shift, and then you do a backwards flash shift, but you very quickly, when you press back like that, press down. You're canceling your flash shift, basically. It's kind of like a fighting, like a down, right down. It's like a half circle, like on a fight stick. But you're canceling your flash shift and then using that momentum as extra room to charge a speed booster like that. That's a short boost. It's kind of akin to a stutter tap short charge in Super Metroid. Like different, but doing the same thing. Yeah. Sure you can input. That's what it is. I don't play fighting games, so. But that's short boost again. A lot of runners have made videos on short boost. The one that I would recommend highly is the one that Candy made. But that's going to be the method to do this. If you're not wanting to do the speed keep, that starts over here. Again, jump over the gap. You do an insta spark over here, jump through here, all that. That's the method that I would recommend learning if you're gonna do if you're not gonna do that. I would also recommend doing the actual like to the left store. I'm just really bad at it. Like I very rarely get it to the left, so that's why I always will just still do it to the right, like that. But anyway, now I'll go over one final way to do this, which is just a variation on the optimal way, because the optimal way that you do this is you'll come through here, and then right here is a speed booster block, but right here is a power bomb block. So optimally, or intended, I should say, you blow up right here with a power bomb and charge your speed booster right here to store that, and then spark up right there. So I'll show a variation that you can do on that keep if both of those methods are giving you too much trouble to do. Okay, so the variation on the intended way to do it. So you would still start right here. You can still feel free to kind of charge this. Just know that you're not going to be carrying it all the way around. Still blow up the door right here. And then what you're going to want to do is you enter this area to take out that block. And then you leave promptly afterward. So right here, rather than flash shifting all the way over here to open that door, you are holding right here, and then you open the door from here. The reason you open the door from here is because you're about to charge a speed keep. The keep looks like this. And then you can grab the item like that. So you're basically eliminating the power bomb from the equation is all you're doing. So I'll show it one more time. Oops. Again, that's the danger of having a shine spark stored. Just like that. If you're quick enough, you can store the spark and then do an insta spark. So kind of like Hi, Narderby. Welcome home. Keep in mind the tutorial is currently running. I don't know why I can't. Anyway, you can do an Instaspark right there if you don't store right here. If you fall off and store right there, you can do an Instaspark up. But again, this is the least optimal way to do this nowadays. This is like boomer strats from 2021 when Hundo was first being routed. So I would definitely recommend doing one of the other two strats, the short boost method right here, or if you're like Giga Chad enough to learn this full speed keep, that's going to be the fastest way to go about it. So assuming that we did the speed, one of the first two methods, as you're leaving this door, you want to flash shift all the way over to the grapple. So three flash shift all the way here. Open the door. What you can charge a speed keep to start getting over here and to start hitting this door or hit this blob right here. Remember, this blob is on the opposite side of where this eye door where you fought Kraid. But it is going to be slightly more optimal if you flash, and then like as you're sliding, you like continue hitting the blob. It's going to be slightly more optimal because again, keep in mind the rule of if you can flash shift versus speed booster. If you can get to an area in 3 or less, you want to be using your flash shift. Narderby, we just got done going over the really hard speed keep, the one where you go over here and like jump to clear this, and you do an insta spark over here, jump through this one tile block, store the spark, all that kind of stuff. Oops. So once with this blob open, you slide down here, fall. Right here, you want to start charging a power bomb. I find it helpful to like do a little jump while you're charging it, just very subtle jump, because it'll make it so you don't accidentally fall out like that. You don't want that. So if you climb up here and do a little jump as you're storing or pressing your power bomb, you'll fall down as a ball to immediately start charging another power bomb. So again, just a very small jump will take care of that. Fall down, and then about right here, drop the power bomb, come up through here, pull this block to grab this power bomb tank, slide flash shift, and then right here you can space jump all the way back up here. The optimal way that you want to do it though is do like 2 space jumps and then grapple right to this magnet and then space jump back through this tunnel like this. It's kind of the same principle as this keep back in Berenia right here. Rather than flash shifting right here, we grappled all the way to it. So it's kind of the same principle right there. So from right here, start right when you get into here, start charging a power bomb. Drop a power bomb right there. Slide through to grab this missile tank. Start charging another power bomb. Drop it right there. Flash, flash. And then you can either jump up through right here, or space jump, I should say, to grab this missile, or if you think you can get it, I recently found that this might be like half a second faster. If you are able to jump and aim it enough like that, you can jump and flash shift up. Obviously, that might be a little bit difficult because, like, oh, where's my angle? Where's my angle? You know. So if you feel like you can do it, definitely go for it. Again, the same principle as over here. The grapple pull is going to be a little bit faster than jumping. But if you don't, just jump through, grab this missile, fall as a ball, flash shift to the right, and you now have 100% items in Cataris. Again, Cataris, in my humble opinion, is by far the hardest section of cleanup in the game. You have 3 massive speed keeps that you can do that all each save a ton of time on top of super optimal movement, really tight speed keeps elsewhere that are not part of the big 3. Flash shifting everywhere, you're dropping power bombs everywhere, little tiny movement text like in the room where you fight Kraid, all that kind of stuff that culminates in heading to Dairon with 100% items. So we take the purple TP to Dairon, and we go TP Dairon, or we go clean up Dairon. We don't TP Dairon, we TP to Dairon. Alright, so when you land in Dairon, Dairon is a little bit of a different case. You already have half of the items in Dairon collected. In Dairon, you kind of like make a big loop around where you exit in this out of the elevator to Dairon in or to Ghavoran, I should say, through this cold room. So go ahead and fall as a ball. Kind of want to be duplicating the area or the movement after Kraid. Obviously, you're not going to want to do a coyote right there. You just want to spin fall. If you happen to do a random coyote like that, oh well. But optimally, you just want to fall. Start charging a speed booster. Grab this missile. Technically speaking, what we used to do right here is store the spark right there, and then spark all the way through here to then go up through there. But just the act of storing the spark, getting in, and then channeling a ball spark is slightly slower than just grabbing in and then charging a new one like that. So that's what you're going to want to do. So break through these blocks, grab it, just like that. If you have problems with that, by all means, go ahead and collect the item and then just ball spark across, like that. Not a big deal. But optimally, you want to be avoiding that ball spark now. So, from here, now is when you finally grab this energy part that you skipped earlier in the run. And then right here, we're charging up, not a hard keep, but a very tight one. So this speed keep, you're going to charge it from here. You are going to store it right here. And then you are going to morph jump through this one tile block. And then unmorph, space jump through here. Do the same jump morph through here. And then flash shift through the semi-zone door right here. Slide off the ledge right here. Fall as a morph ball. And then if you are super quick, you have time to unmorph and insta-spark all the way over here. Or alternatively, once you fall down as a ball, you can ball spark all the way to the left. So, that's going to look like this. Oops. Not like that. It's going to look like this. So, not difficult at all. But again, that keep is very, very tight. You cannot mess up anything there, or you will not get the ball spark. Because again, once you store it right here, you got 5 seconds to get through all of this. So if you even have one little mess up, then you're not going to get the spark. Which is not a big deal. You can just, if you don't get the spark, you can just charge a speed booster to take you down all the way over here. Lay a bomb right here. Taking out this enemy will be a little easier to charge this storm missile right here. You want to be charging up these, and then for the last one, a couple ways you can go about this. What I prefer doing here, I won't grab that last one. What I prefer doing with all 5 of them locked, obviously, is like this, and then I'll jump, But other people, what they swear by is like that, grabbing the ledge and then just holding neutral. So whatever way is more comfortable for you, do. But I normally will do that. After this, slide off of here, flash shift, and then drop into a ball. If you flash shift normally, and let me kill this guy. If you flash shift normally like this, you'll fall right here, because these blocks are beam blocks. Which is why you want to, right here, flash and then drop into a ball. You then drop a cross bomb, blow up the block, use a cross bomb to get across, and then right here, drop a bomb to blow up this block. But as you are dropping the bomb, be holding your power bomb so that you can drop a power bomb. To grab this power bomb, the power bomb that you dropped will go off, killing all of the enemies in this room, because there's a vacuum right here, a vacuum right here, and a vacuum right here. So dropping that power bomb will kill all 3 vacuums, and you'll also be able to collect some X to potentially refill if you're low. And then after this, you're able to just completely get around all the way like this. It's a little bit weird to do this room so slow like that, but that's basically the gist of it. Then you can flash shift through here. And then right here, you're going to charge another speed booster, store. But then remember, this is where we ball sparked up earlier in the run after we got the speed booster, because there is a cutscene right here. Excuse me, there's a cutscene right here of Samus using a Shine Spark for the very first time, which is why we ball sparked up. However, because these speed booster blocks are now destroyed, when you store your spark right up here, just go ahead and space jump up a bit, like 2 or 3 times, and then insta spark all the way up. You'll avoid the trigger that's sitting right here, and it's a lot faster than doing a ball spark. So basically just like this. Quite literally just like that. And then right here is another difficult speed keep. You'll remember that if you've been following along with the route, you might remember that we didn't go through right here. These speed booster blocks are still right here. Instead, we did an insta spark or a ball spark and a ball spark jump to get up here, to go all the way here and collect this missile. We're now going to go through here. So I'll show what that looks like. Basically, you want to jump like that, but you want to make sure that Samus's jump, when it bonks on this ledge right here, you want to make sure that you did a full jump out of your speed booster. So full jump right here, because the wall bounce will kind of like bonk right here on this ledge, where you'll then be able to jump again to clear the gap. So your speed booster's still going, you then, with the speed booster still going, jump off right here, and then you're going to jump and morph. Because you could technically jump right here. You could technically jump right here and keep running to clear this. However, right here is a power bomb block. So in order to bypass that, once you get through here, you jump again and morph. You'll start rolling as a ball. You immediately start dropping your power bomb right as a ball, of course, right as you run into this speed booster block, you drop your power bomb. The power bomb will break both of these blocks, because the other one on the other side is also a power bomb block. The power bomb will break both of those blocks, and it will break a bomb block that's on the opposite side of this room, where you're gonna get an item right here. So that speed keep is gonna look like this. Just like that. So, oops. So now that these blocks are destroyed, these are now destroyed as well, and the bomb block that's sitting right here is also destroyed. So hit it with a missile. You got to be quick though, and you'll be able to grab this energy part. You got to be quick because otherwise the bomb block will respawn, and you're just gonna have to quite simply, like, you know. But that's how you'll grab that item. You'll come back, flash shift through here, grab this power bomb tank, so you now have 14. Well, I got a Dairon load. Come down through here, lay a bomb right there, and then immediately come up here to start wailing on throwing you 4 missiles. So I'll go ahead and show what those look like, because you could drop like a cross bomb like that. I just find that whenever I do this, it's never a cross bomb. It sometimes is a cross bomb, but so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you do a cross bomb to get this missile tank. Not a difficult missile to grab, but a little bit finicky. Flash shift, flash shift, flash shift, and then right here, you slide to enter this room and start holding a power bomb. Drop the power bomb, like you can drop it like right here. It'll be a little bit more consistent if you drop it at the edge and then do flash shifts right here. You're now gonna do a speed keep. This is going to be one of the final difficult speed keeps of the run. There's 3 items to grab in this room. There's one below you, right here. Like right here, actually. There's one right here. And there's one through the door right here. So this is how you do this keep. So after that, you shoot the door open in time, you grab that energy part, and you store your spark. Once the spark is stored, you flash shift backwards and do a spin fall to fall down through these screw attack blocks. And as soon as you break the blocks, insta spark down. So Y plus B and then hold in down. You'll do an insta spark down to break through here. And then once this missile is grabbed right there, you can come up to grab this final missile. So I'll do this in one fluid motion. Just like that. The difficult thing about this spark, sometimes the difficult thing will just be like getting like right here and like making sure that you are continuing movement, because remember, I've mentioned before, a big part about longer speed keeps like this is you're not holding the direction that Samus is going all the time, or that will happen, for instance, or if you do like, I don't even know how I kept that going for that long. So when you're doing longer speed keeps like this, it's very important to hold neutral while you're jumping. So I'm holding neutral, I'm holding neutral, I'm holding neutral. Oops. Holding neutral all through right now. I'm holding neutral, I'm holding neutral. I'm now holding left, I just pressed down. I'm holding neutral. You know, it's very, very important to be holding neutral when you do these longer speed keeps. It might not sound like it, but I promise you it gives you greater control over Samus. Hey Clayton, thank you for the hi and the GL and the lurking. But yeah, it gives you, excuse me, it gives you much greater control over Samus when you're doing longer speed keeps like this, that have, namely longer speed keeps that have a lot of wall bouncing, I should clarify, because you have a lot of leeway to move, and if you're holding stick your control stick in a certain way, it'll just be really weird about your about the direction that you're wanting to go. When you bounce to the top right here, when you do your final wall kick, you want to make sure that you're low enough so that you barely, like... So basically what we did... where did we just go? Basically where we did right here, where you were, like, hovering over this right now almost, like barely getting over that gap. You want to do the same thing right here, because it'll give you time to open the door and then store your spark. Because otherwise, this will happen. You'll get up here... and you'll fall. You'll either won't store your spark, or you'll get this energy part and then fall down, where you'll then have to go through here. You can grab this item now, but then you still have to go around and do another charge of this, and then go down. So in order, the fastest way to grab these items is top, bottom, middle. So with that, you'll finally have 100% in Dairon. So you'll now move to Ghavoran from this elevator right here. Alright, so we're in Ghavoran right now, but we're not cleaning up Ghavoran yet. We're actually going to grab an item that is, or well, two items, but one of them is on the way. We're basically going to be grabbing an item that is in Ghavoran, but is too far out of the way to grab in normal Ghavoran cleanup. We're actually going to be heading to Elun, but again, we're going to be grabbing to Elun first before we finish Ghavoran. We're just grabbing the Ghavoran item that's too far out of the way before we head to Elun. So from right here, flash, flash, kill the Enki, kill the farm right there. Take out the grapple block, get this missile. Flash, flash, flash. This is where you got the super missiles. Grab this missile plus tank. You're now at 278 missiles out of 290. And then right here, again, you want to go to Elun. So you could come up through here and then come up here and head over there now. But again, the item that we're grabbing through this door is too far out of the way to grab in normal cleanup. So from here, we want to head to the left. From right here, if you can grapple quickly enough up there, that's going to be the play. So like that. Otherwise, feel free to just space jump up. And then you're going to come all the way here to right here. And you're going to grab this missile. But again, excuse me, you want to be careful because both of these are bomb blocks. So you want to drop a cross bomb to grab this missile tank. But again, you want to be careful because they're both bomb blocks, so you could, if you're not careful... Oh no, oh no, wait a minute, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh god, what's going on? Oh no, now I have to do this again. Oh no, fortify, what's going on? Oh no, cross bombs, they are a working item! So on and so forth. So just be mindful that these are both missile blocks. What the heck? Be mindful that they're both missile blocks. And you should be fine. Now we're going to head to Elun. So from here, flash, 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 flash. Oops. Well, I'm messing up everything right now. Flash, flash. And then right here, when we went through this door the first time when we were heading to Elun, we charged up the keep and did, like, that. But again, we're fully powered Samus right now. There's no reason to do that. So from here, charge a speed booster, jump up, store your spark, and spark across this room. You should go through the hackathon right here. Yeah, you'll go through the hackathon and then head to Elun. Elun is a very short, very easy cleanup section, but it's like power bomb central. If you're low on power bombs at this point, hope and pray, because in this section you drop like 5 power bombs alone. It's pretty wild. So from here, you immediately start charging. Remember, we're heading to the right across this really long room. You immediately start charging a speed booster, and then once this door is open, you store it and insta-spark all the way through. So that's not an insta-spark. So that's optimal. That very rarely happens. More often than not, you'll jump over like this, and your thing will die. But optimally, you want to kick off the wall and morph, and you land through here. However you do it, right here is where you charge your first power bomb. Let it go. Start charging a second one. Let it go. Fall down through right here. Slide right here. After these pitfalls, start charging a third. Let it go. Start charging another power bomb. Let it go. Flash to the right. Come up through here. Grab a missile. Come back to the right. Fall down right here. Slide. So, drop another power bomb right here. Slide. This is the final power bomb that you grab, so you now have 15 power bombs. Drop one more power bomb, break this grapple block, and then morph out of it. The reason that you drop that final power bomb right here is because this is a normal bomb block. So the power bomb will break the bomb block that's just on the opposite side of the grapple beam block. So drop the power bomb as you're falling, take out the beam block, or the grapple block, come up through here, flash shift. Elun's now at 100%. Right here, start charging another speed booster. Store it right there. Do an insta-spark. And then the same way to leave Elun as you did the first time. Now you take out Ghavoran, or now you go and finish the Ghavoran cleanup. And at this point, Ghavoran is the last section that you fully clean up before heading back to Hanubia. So we're almost done with cleanup. So again, same thing that I mentioned when we were coming back from Elun the first time. There is a missile that you can grab right here, but I mentioned that I found it easier and faster to grab it on the way back from Elun during cleanup. This is when you grab it. So flash, flash. Charge a speed booster, store it, charge to the left, you'll run into the missile, or spark to the left, you'll run into the missile. Come up through here, kill the Enki, flash up, space jump all the way up through here. So right here, there's this mushroom right here. It is possible to land on this, pull the grapple beam block, and you don't need to freeze the missile. However, it's very, very difficult and very inconsistent. So, in an effort to not waste time and lose your run, please freeze the mushroom cloud right here, or the mushroom platform, like that, and then pull this, fire a missile at it, to grab this last energy, or to next to last energy part. Because otherwise, it would be like, oh no, now I have to wait, because I can't like grab it like that. I have to wait. So just freeze it. Trust me. It's pretty swaggy if you can get it without it, but you'll be a lot nicer to yourself if you just freeze it like that. So with that being said, after you get that, you come down to this plasma door, oops, and open it. Flash shift. And then you come up through right here, do the same thing. charge a power bomb, let it go. Grab this missile tank. And if you were able to grab this missile on the way to Berenia to grab the grapple beam, you can just go. If not, you have to grab it right now. It's like a 2-second save, 1 to 2 second saves if you grab it on the way down to Berenia. So again, in order to do that, it's kind of like oops. Hello? Like that little flash shift movement. I mean, it's difficult. Even with a fully powered Samus, it's difficult. But that's the gist of it, you know? So if you were able to grab it, carry on. Otherwise, you need to grab it now. And then come through here. What I'll do here is I'll break this, and I will, so that I don't do that, I will through here break through this, unmorph, or morph, and then unmorph. So it's a very quick double ZL tap, and it'll look basically like that. Like that. Just like that. Open this door, one final speed booster, one final Insta-Spark up to grab the very last energy part of the run that finishes off with your 12 energy tanks. And then right here, this is why we opened these doors out of the one right here and the one right here. This is why we opened these doors, because you're about to do another lawn speed booster. Actually, before I continue, worth noting, remember, this was another door that I mentioned after Golzuna to not flash shift through. Just like the one in Artaria. Because you didn't flash shift through this door loaded automatically, because there's no longer a boss there. So, just like that. Press L to free aim, and you head to Hanubia. At this point, you are now missing one missile. That one missile is still in Hanubia, on the way to Ravenbeak. So this is where we will stop at the end of cleanup. The next video will be the last video of the tutorial, where we will not only grab that missile tank, but we will go over the Gold Chozo fights, Ravenbeak himself, and the escape. So if you've made it this far into the tutorial and you've been following along in the run, or the route, I should say, thank you so much. Again, one final video before we close off this tutorial. So thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you on the final part of this.